I will find
You're going
you.
to die. Don't say I didn't warn you. I'm begging you. Can you help me?
So, when I was like 13, my mom and her boyfriend had to go to the hospital, and no one would be able to get my brother to the bus stop in the next morning because they had to stay overnight. So I guess I got to miss school the next day to take my brother. After I made sure my brother got on the bus and stuff, I went home and cleaned and did random stuff that a 13-year-old did. It was around 11:45 when there was a knock on my door. Thinking it was the mailman or a neighbor or something, I opened the door and said hello. There was this kind of kid at my door. He couldn't have been much older than me at the time, but he had bangs that were covering his eyes, which I found weird because it was like 107 degrees out. So this kid was like super still. Like I thought of one of my friends put a mannequin there and ran or something. But then it spoke. It sounded like a fucking robot or something. My mother said to ask someone for a phone in the fear that I get lost. Do you have a phone? He said like some freaking 1950s kid. At this point I was shitting my pants. Because, one, I'm a 13-year-old girl and this older boy dressed like a burglar was at my door with half his face covered. Two, for some reason I just couldn't look away. I felt like if I moved or said anything other than yes, then I explode. And three, I saw two other boys around the same age standing in my driveway dressed the exact same way. The one in front of me was wearing baggy jeans, dark hoodie, and scuffed up Vans. So I started to stutter and shake my head. It was the only thing I could do. I finally got a no, then started to close my door. But the bastard put his foot in the way. Then the two others started walking up and I was going, hell no. I grabbed the bat by the door and threatened him. If you don't leave right now, I'll fucking kick your ass and then call the cops. I shouted loud enough so at least one of the neighbors could hear, I hoped. Obviously not my exact words, this was so long ago. And I shouted anything to get them away. Now, I was a short girl with SpongeBob pajama pants on. I was in no way threatening. Then the kid moved his foot and stepped back in the middle of the other two perfectly. Then the far right one said in the exact same tone of voice as the first, I'm sorry to bother you. I'll just come again later and ask. Internally, I was just planning my funeral at this point. Just as I was about to close the door, the first one smiled and looked up. And there were fucking black eyes. The other two looked, did the same, and I was like, nope, and slammed the door shut. Then called my neighbor, who was a 20-something-year-old dude. He ran over and looked for them all over my house, but he said they were gone. When I told my mom all of this, she didn't believe me and said I was lying. Said me, the girl with absolute no social life and is afraid of her own shadow, was lying.
Why do you seem so scared? All I wanted to do was play with you.